Hey everyone, Tendra here. I've had people ask me how I'm getting the heroic tint of the tier armor, being I don't do any Mythic Plus or raid in anything besides LFR. So I figured I'd take you on a walkthrough to show you what I do to get my characters into a current version of heroic tier gear. It's really pretty easy to do, it'll just span multiple weeks. And the time you spend per day doing this could be pretty minimal. It could span from anywhere from 15 minutes in a day to an hour and a half with queue times. But do keep in mind if you do heroic raids, the items you receive from the raid will be able to be upgraded to item level 440. But if you obtain them through open world and upgrade them the way I do, they can only go to 437. You'll still unlock the heroic color tint once you get these to item level 428. So if you're just looking to complete your transmog set, you would be done at that time. But you can opt to upgrade these to item level 437. The only difference is, your item level will be lower than someone that actually is running heroic raids. And it's only a 3-point difference per piece of armor. So let's take a quick look at what we'll need. We'll need an armor token, we'll need Flightstones, and we'll need Crests. So let's go over each one and where to get them. So the first thing we'll look at are Flightstones. These are a currency that go into your currency tab, and on average, to upgrade an item from 415 to 437, you're going to be using between 6 and 800 Flightstones. These are the most readily available item that you will be farming also, as they come from a variety of activities. You'll get a small amount every time you complete a world quest, normally just 5 or so. For a little more, there are some world quests in the Zaralek Caverns that will have these as a primary reward. These will offer you between 20 and 40 Flightstones. For the most part, you'll receive these just doing normal stuff every day. But if you find yourself being shy, just invest a little bit of time and you should be able to get what you need. The next item we need are Crests. There are 3 versions of these that we'll be after. The Whelpling's Shadowflame Crest. These will upgrade items from level 402 to 411. The Drake's Shadowflame Crest. These will upgrade your items from level 415 to 424. And finally the Worm's Shadowflame Crest. With these you'll be able to take your items level from 428 to 437. First up is the Whelpling Shadowflame Crests. These are very common and we will get them from just about everything we do in game. But we won't be using these, so every 15 fragments we receive, we'll be able to make a Whelpling Shadowflame Crest and vendor it for 5 gold. Next up is the first one we're going to be using, and that's the Drake's Shadowflame Crest fragments. There is a variety of ways to obtain these. Keep in mind that every way we get these is a weekly way, so you can only get them once per week doing this. So we are still kind of limited on the amount we can get per week. And since you're going to need 36 of the Drake Shadowflame Crests to be able to start leveling your gear up to the heroic version, that means you're going to have 540 fragments. And since you need 540 fragments, it's going to take you 7 weeks to get enough to upgrade everything to heroic. The first thing you're going to want to hit is the Time Rift. That's located in Thalazar. This starts at the top of every hour, and it will award you 10 fragments once a week. The next thing you're going to want to do is the Farak Assault. This will be up either in the Nohar Plains or the Azure Span. And if you kill the Disciple of Farak, you'll get 6 more fragments. Just keep in mind that this is only doable once a week. And then you'll want to work on the Dream Surge. This can spawn in any of the 4 zones. You're going to head over and you're going to pick up the quest, Shaping the Dream Surge. It's going to give you a few tasks, you're going to run around the zone and do them, and once every half hour a portal will spawn. You go over there, kill some mobs, and kill the boss. The boss there will drop 2 fragments, and then when the quest is complete you'll get another 10. These again are only once a week. You can kill the boss as much as you want, he just won't give you any more fragments. So at that time I'd just push on to my next thing, and that would be to head into Zaralek Caverns. In Zaralek Caverns, there'll be small world events. These are usually pretty quick and pretty easy, so you're going to want to hit as many of these as possible. They're going to award you with a bag, and inside the bag you're going to find Honor's Fragrant Coins. Once you have 30 of these, you're going to head over to Loam and talk to Spinza. For 3 chests he has a small chest, a hefty chest, and a bountiful chest. The bountiful will have 15 fragments, the hefty will have 10, and the small will have 5. In total, you'll get 30 more fragments. And finally, you'll be able to pick up the weekly quest in Veldraken. It's called Fighting as its own reward, and for this they're going to want you to complete 5 heroic dungeons. I normally pick it up at the beginning of the week and then I just putz my way through it through the week. But after you complete it, you'll be able to get a heroic Dungeon Delver's Trophy Crest. This will give you 15 more fragments, and that should give you a total of right around 70 fragments for the week. That'll allow you to make 4 Drake's Shadowflame Crests, so you'll be able to upgrade a piece of gear from level 415 to 424. That leaves us with just one type of crest to finish up. That's the Worm's Shadowflame Crest. There's only 2 ways that I do that allow me to get this. The first one is I kill 7 bosses in LFR. After I do that, when the vault resets, I don't take an item from the top row, I take the Aspect's token of merit. If you killed all 7 bosses, you'll get 6 of them, and then you can trade them in for crests. They cost 2 tokens each, so with a total of 6 tokens, I'm able to buy 3 a week. The only other way I'm currently able to get these is doing the Dream Search. When I finish the Dream Search quest, I'll go over and I'll get my Dream Search catalyst, and I'll use that to buy the Worm's Bountiful chest. That will award you 15 worm fragments, which will give you another worm crest. And as long as I have all the pieces of gear I need, that's potentially 4 crests a week. So with all our upgrade tokens in place, let's take a look at how we can get some gear. So the first thing we can do is the Zakali Elders. These are the world bosses from the Zeralat Caverns, and it doesn't matter what armor type you do it on. This world boss has a chance of dropping up to 2 pieces of gear for you. So if you do end up buying pieces, make sure you don't buy any of the items this boss drops until you absolutely need them. Pushing on to our second way to get gear, you can head over to the Phrak Assaults. It doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while, you'll get lucky when you finish up the Phrak Assault and you'll be awarded a piece of 415 gear. So our third option on getting gear is doing the Dream Surges. Again, you're going to head to whatever zone this is up in, and you're going to pick up the quest, Shaping the Dream Search. It's going to give you a few tasks to do in the zone. Once you complete them, you're going to come back and turn it in, and you're going to get your Dream Search catalyst. At that time, you're going to talk to Archdruid Highmaul Rune Totem, and he will sell you a piece of gear that you can upgrade to heroic item level. And finally, right now, the last way to get a piece of gear that you can upgrade is by doing time walking. The rewards from time walking have been moved up to heroic gear, so if you finish 5 of them, you have a chance of getting a piece of gear that you need. It'll already be at heroic item level, so you won't have to use any Flightstones or Crests on it, which will be a big material saver. So now that you have a piece of gear, you have the crest and the Flightstones to upgrade it. You need to change it to tier gear. And in order to do that, you need to go to Thalazar. And you're going to come over to the Revival Catalyst Council, which is in tier hold. Once you're over here, you're going to interact with it, put the piece of gear you want to change to your tier gear, click transform, wait 5 seconds, and you will have your piece of tier gear. If you weren't sure how to do any of this, I hope it helps out for you. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. You can click on subscribe. Thanks for coming by and watching it. I'm going to send a hi out to my best friend, and you all take care.